place award, the first place check. To your winner, Olympia qualification at this year's other one, your winner, Kass Gillis.
What's up, guys? It's Kass and welcome back to the Dragon Pharma YouTube channel. Today is episode 3 of my road to the Olympia, and I'm going to be talking about some things I've learned over the years with my posing, transitioning from figure to wellness, common mistakes I see on other competitors on stage, hair, makeup, suit, heels, and also how I prepare before I start my posing session. Before starting my posing practice, I like to do some stretches. I like to use a foam roller, and I also like to use a yoga wheel for mobility. When we're posing, it's not gonna feel great. It's a very contorted, unnatural way we're making our body so it looks a certain way on stage. So there are some certain things that we can work on to help with that. So first thing, our backs should be always kind of slightly arched. So this is great for loosening it up and training it so it's easier to do. And the next exercise I like to do is the cat-cow. And while I'm doing this, I like to do some stomach vacuums, get those transverse abdominals fired up. And the other main exercise I like to do, this is mainly for the side poses. It helps with mobility. So some people don't realize how much of an impact your heel can have on your physique, your walk, all of that. You'll see some girls and their walk is a bit off and maybe all she needed was to try a different style of heel. Something I've struggled with is my walk, and I just haven't been able to figure it out. So I have tried multiple heels. My favorite I have found is this heel. I prefer to use one with a strap, and also it is a 4-inch heel as opposed to, this is a newer style that just came out. Before, most of the girls would wear a 6-inch. It's a very subtle difference, but it makes I find it makes your physique look better. Personally, I'm able to angle and show my glute more. I guess it just depends on what you're comfortable in and how it looks on your physique, because everyone's muscle bellies and flow is different. So some people prefer no strap, whatever you feel best in and you're most confident. Before I get to posing, I just wanted to go over a couple of things about hair and makeup. So for me personally, I like to find a makeup artist and stick with them, because if I know it works, I'm not gonna change it. It really sucks when you're like, you kill everything in your prep and then something is off that you have no control over, like your tan or your makeup. So I like to use Elaine Goodlad. She is amazing. For your hair, it should never be below here. If you notice, I can't compare it to anything, but it just shapes your overall physique. You don't want it to cover your glutes. Next is finding a suit color and a good suit vendor where it fits you properly. You know, you're not spilling out too much. It's not too loose. The bottoms are covering everything appropriately. Nothing would be more embarrassing than, having something slip out on stage. And you want them to sit nice and high for that overall shape. Now we're gonna move on to quarter turns. With posing, you always work from the ground up. So first I'm gonna go over foot placements. I'm still trying to pick the one that I'm going to use for this competition. I have done a few different variations. So the first one would be with this foot pointing straight out, and this one like this, like an L. This is a very common one. Then you sit back into your hip. You want to twist your waist to make it as small as possible and kind of flex your glute a little bit. And with wellness, for the most part, for most competitors, you should have your upper body more relaxed. I used to be in the figure category, so when I started to pose, I was very figure-ish. So with wellness, we want that asymmetry, so we want to be nice and loose up top, and then bottom is where you're really showing off. So now I kind of prefer having this foot more forward and this one to the side and slightly in front. Twist the body. And from there going into my side pose. Previously, I would just try to push into this glute as much as possible, but I learned from a friend of mine that that can actually flatten out the top of your glute. So you don't want to sit in it. You want to be upright still, so you have it pop. And then the back pose. So something they don't want in the wellness category is overpowering quads. A lot of girls, if your quads are on the smaller side, it's okay to point your toes out like this. But for me, they overpower my body, so I have my toes facing forward and I am locking my legs and kind of pushing my knees out to activate my adductors. And you don't want to be bent over, upright, but this is where that arch in your back comes in that we were just doing on the wheel. This side pose, same as the other one. A couple of things that I see competitors doing is hand placement too high. So it should be not higher than your belly button. So another important thing that I've been working on for the Olympia is the breathing technique. When you get tired, it's hard to hold your stomach in. I tend to breathe through my stomach, and you don't want it to move. You want to just take short, shallow breaths through your chest, and you want to stay tall. Next thing I have been working on is my walk. Previously, I couldn't figure it out, and I was kind of almost stepping too hard when I came forward, and it wasn't smooth. Someone I have been working with taught me that it's because I need more movement in my hips. So again, this is a mobility thing. And you kind of just want to, like, as you're walking, your hips should be turning with your feet. Also, some girls can just have their toes straight. I prefer almost walking now with a bit of an angle for balance, and it makes your quads look good. This is something, I mean, everybody can always improve on their posing, so you have to be subjective. Look at your posing videos and say, did I love every piece of that? That's the great thing about bodybuilding. We're just always striving to be better. Everything should look great. Like your transitions, you don't want to showcase your physique to the judges in a way that doesn't look good. So you just want every movement, every transition to be flowy. Another thing, never flex your glutes in the back pose. You can see it just squares them off and it's not a good look. I don't see it too often anymore, but in the beginning, I think at my first show, I actually flexed my glutes, and yeah, it's not good. So just keep those nice and relaxed. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope I was able to give you some helpful tips that you can use for your posing. I'll see you guys in 4 weeks at the Olympia. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment if you have any questions.